Alright, what's up everyone? This is Sam, coach of your Great Lakes Grim Snarls, and today we're starting a new league. This is the VBA, VGC Battle Association League. It is obviously it's a VGC draft league, more akin to a WBE style tiering system. And today I just thought we could kind of do some power rankings, just to kind of see how things stack up, how certain teams stack up against each other. As you can see, I have all my logos down at all the logos for every team down at the bottom. I haven't really looked at these much, so this is going to be my first time looking at a lot of these as a whole team. So we're going to see. So I'm going to start off, I already have it pulled up, with the Alexandria Arcanines. First glance, this team is terrifying. Venusaur, Torkoal, crazy. Glastrier, Bronzong, insane. So overall, he has Venusaur, Gmax, Glastrier, Koko, Torkoal, Bronzong, Goodra, Mantine, Tangela, Behem, Frostmoth, and Thievul. So, a couple of really good cores I think he has. Thievul and Koko. He can go like Unburden, Electric Seed, Thievul with like Fake Tears and spam special moves from Tapu Koko like Rising. Doesn't get Rising Voltage. I haven't used Koko in a long time. Bronzong is a super insane Trick Room setter. I used it a couple seasons ago in another league and it puts in work. Obviously, I don't think I need to explain why Glastrier is broken, but he is. Unkillable, more or less. Koko's really good. My only issue with this team, is the fact that, one, it's super safety goggles weak because he has Venusaur, which can Sleep Powder, and Tangela, which is his only redirection. So, and I get probably it was the only thing he could pick for redirection, but you know, it makes it super goggles weak. And you can't click Sleep Powder when Electric Terrain is out. That being said, I don't doubt that I don't think that'll be a huge issue for him. But, you know, it's something to keep in mind, and it is a potential conflict in the team, so gotta talk about it. So he went pretty heavy with his tier 1s. He got 3 tier 1s, which with his free points, which means he had to get 3 tier 4s. And I think he made good use of his tier 4 picks. I don't love Mantine, personally. It's probably just he needed a water type. It's super especially bulky, base 140. That's crazy. But you know, it's a Swift Swimmer. I don't really see what it's doing here. I think there were other water types that, even Swift Swimmers, that would have been better than Mantine. But, you know, it's a ground weakness, or it's a ground immunity, and he has a couple ground weaknesses, so I don't think it's bad. Looking at his type matchups are super solid, except for this glaring rock weakness here. This -3 is unfortunate, especially given that like one of them is a ×4. One of them, Mantine, is pretty physically frail, and it's not going to take physical rock moves well. Torkoal, it's not bad. Glastrier, not crazy. So it's able to be built around pretty fine. I don't think... a -3 to rock is like not awful. If it was a -3 to like fire or water, then it'd be questionable, but... And you know, -1, I never really consider a -1 matchup like that bad. If it's -1, then it's -1. Like, you just don't bring one of your weaknesses and it's even. So no issues there for me. Six grass weaknesses or resists and no weaknesses. Overall, you know, he's got 2 Trick Room setters with Behem and Bronzong. Oh no, he does have Tailwind from Frostmoth and Mantine, so that's another thing. Well, lagged out there for a second. And then Thievul also can Sucker Punch and potentially proc a weakness policy on Bronzong, so there's always that. Let's see. So, and a lot of this is legacy moves. Like Vinu doesn't get knockoff anymore. Um, but yeah, I like this team. The weather is always scary. That being said, in draft, sometimes weather is a little easy to prep for, but I really don't think it's that big of a deal. So that being said, I go to the tier list, and I think I have them grouped up here, so I gotta find the Arcanines here. Arcanines. Sorry, I'm relatively new to OBS and using it like this. So Arcanines, I think I'm gonna put in an A tier. I like them. I think there's definitely some problems that are a little bit irritating to me. And again, this is all about my personal opinion, so take this with a grain of salt. Next up, we have the Clinton Clefables. Okay, so they've got Caparajah Gmax, Cresselia, Porygon Z, Clefable, mascot pick, I respect it. Mamoswine, Mandibuzz, Claydol, Quillfish, Vaporeon, Kangaskhan, and Manectric. Is it just me? Does he have a lot of fighting weaknesses? Oh, okay, but he has a lot of resist too. His type matchups are very good. No real problems there. He just has to be careful because he does have so many fighting weaknesses. He has to be careful, but again, no real issues for me. My biggest concern is the speed tiers, honestly. Like, 30 is really great. Like, 30 is a good Trick Room tier, but his fastest is 105, which honestly in draft, like, usually isn't going to cut it. And he has a lot of stuff that's, like, awful speed tier. 90 is good. Kangaskhan is probably, I think, in my opinion, is one of the best tier 4s in the draft. It's really good. But, I mean, 65, 85, 75, 80, 80, 60, 90, again, isn't awful. 90, 85, you know, the speed tiers are my biggest issue with this team. That being said, though, I kind of wish he would have taken a dragon type to fulfill the fantasy core of Steel Fairy Dragon. Not the end of the world. Cresselia is definitely an interesting one. You know, he got a cheap Intimidate user with Quillfish, which is never bad. Some of these mons, I'm not 100% sure what's going on. Mandibuzz seems weird. Oh, that's my bad. I gotta do this. Sorry, guys. You guys totally couldn't see the team for a minute. That's my bad. I'm a professional, I promise. I like this team, but there's a couple mons that it's like, I don't know, man. Like, again, Mandibuzz. I'm okay with Clefable. It went before Clefairy, which is a little suspicious to me. But PZ is always a threat. It's super good. I don't like Caparajah Gmax at all. I hate that it can't Steel Spike. It's trash. Caparajah on his own is a good mon, especially for draft. It's good. But that Gmax move is honestly garbage. And then, you know, he has Follow Me from Clefable. He has Tailwind from Mandibuzz. I guess that's probably what he took Mandibuzz for. He's a Fake Out user in Kangaskhan, which is good. So, yeah, this team is decent to me. I don't love it, but I also don't hate it. Clinton Clefables, where you at? Clinton Clefables I'm putting in... They're like somewhere between B and C. I'm going to put them top of C tier, and then I might change my mind and move them up to the bottom of B tier. But for now, that's where they're gonna be. Okay, we're gonna not forget to do that this time. Oh, that's annoying. Okay. All right, next up is Corpus Christi Crabbies. All right, Duraludon G-Max again. Awful G-Max move, but I wouldn't say it's a bad pick. Dracovish and Whimsicott is terrifying. Heatran and Whimsicott is terrifying. I like this team. Duraludon G-Max, Dracovish, Heatran, Whimsicott. Gourgeist, Togetic is amazing. Hippowdon, Pikachu, Graplocked, Maractus, Skuntank. Biggest issues, I don't like Graplocked, I don't like Skuntank. I know they can do stuff, but I don't like them. That being said, is Gourgeist really base 99 speed? Wow. Didn't know that. Speed tiers are Speed tiers aren't bad, considering Whimsicott is here. If he didn't have Whimsicott, I wouldn't be a fan of this team's speed tiers. And I still don't think he has anything really slow enough, other than Graplocked, to like deal with other Trick Room teams. And he also doesn't have a whole lot to stop Trick Room teams. So I think the Trick Room matchup is a little weak here. Looking at the type coverage, -4 to Ice is a huge yikes. Thankfully, none of them are ×4 weaknesses, so it's not like you put Garchomp, Salamence, and Dragonite on the same team. But four weaknesses or 5 weaknesses and 1 resist is tough. That's tough to deal with. Like this guy's probably gonna have to bring an Ice Berry, whatever that's called, Yachi Berry, on like every week. Because everything gets Ice Beam, everything gets Blizzard. It's not hard to just bring Ice coverage against this team. That being said, I mean, -1s again, Fairy, Fire, Flying, not a huge deal. I think it's -2 and on that really becomes a problem. Yeah, Pikachu doesn't get Follow Me anymore, so ignore that. But Togetic is an amazing Follow Me user, super good. Skuntank also gets Corrosive Gas, so it can do some cool stuff with that as well. Now I'm gonna, okay. Corpus Christi Crabbies, I like it. I'm not the hugest fan. And just remember, like, if I don't rate your team as high as you think it is, that's because you know the crazy tech you picked and I don't. So, you know, take it with a grain of salt. I'm gonna put it in B tier. I like it. I don't love it, but I like it. Detroit Delmons is up next. We gotta hurry this up. We have 16 teams to go through. Okay, Detroit Delmons. We're gonna fix this again. Oh, I see what I did. Sorry, I'm not good at this. Sorry guys, bear with me. Okay. So this one, Detroit Delmice. Toxtricity G-Max, I like that one. Duraludon, Tornadus, Azumarill, Ninetales Venu, Heracross, Mr. Rhyme, Spiritomb, Chargebug, Sudowoodo. So, this team went a little less top-heavy than the last couple teams. They only got 2 tier 1s instead of 3, which I personal preference, I like drafting that way. So I have a slight bias towards these kind of teams. But Tornadus is insane. Super good. Speed tiers almost don't matter when you have Tornadus, just like Whimsicott. He has some really slow stuff, Sudowoodo, Spiritomb. I still, Azumarill, I still don't think he does super well against like a hard Trick Room team, just because like his slowest stuff are not offensive threats at all, like Spiritomb and Sudowoodo. You're not scared of those. But that being said, I placed second in a league with Azumarill, Ninetales, Venu. That same Firewater Grass core. It's crazy. I really like that core. And Venu's, I don't understand why Venu's tier 2. I really don't. Like, this is non-Gmax, but still, it's questionable to me. And Charjabug's a good tier 4. Mr. Rhyme is a Trick Room setter. I don't like Heracross. Type matchups, again, this Rock weakness, a little bad. Ground weakness, also bad, especially given the fact that one of your main offensive threats is Toxtricity. I don't love the type matchups here. Having a negative matchup against Fire when you're a Sun team is also really bad. Even though it's -1, I don't like it. And some of these are wrong. Like, I don't know why it says Azumarill resists Fire 4 times, but it doesn't. No real redirection here, which is not always that big of a deal. He only has one Trick Room setter, and it's Mr. Rhyme, which is a little sus. And I like I have mixed feelings about this team. Detroit Delmines. I think I'm gonna put the Delmines in C2 as well. I don't love the Toxtricity, like the huge ground weakness and rock weakness. Yeah, that's rough for me. But it's not bad. D is like, I think this team was like either a meme, and I'm talking competitively. I'm not talking about memes or anything. And I know other people will do that. That's why I'm not doing that. But in terms of competitive viability, D is like, either they just completely memed and they weren't trying, which is totally fine. That's how you want to do it. Or it's like just a trash team, which I don't think there are any of those in this league. Moving on, we have the Dice Roll Drillburs. This one is interesting. So basically, what he did here, Coach, I think his name is also Sam. I'm new to this league too, so I don't know everyone. But he basically used dice to determine his picks. So he picked his team basically with RNG. Okay. So I just want to talk about this first. The -3 ground matchup is rough. It is. I won't lie. That being said, Grimmsnarl Gmax, not the greatest Gmax, like Dynamax Mon, but it can do stuff. Dracozold's a phenomenal tier 1. Pheromosa's pretty good. This team, literally everything is physical. So bring Intimidate against him. He has no real answer to Intimidate. So bring Intimidate against him if you have it. Bring Will-O-Wisp if you have it against him. And it's a tough matchup. That being said, I like Pheromosa. It can do some cool stuff. Speed swap, coaching next to like Darmanitan or Dracozolt really works. Gigalith with Sandrush Dracozolt or Sandrush Stoutland with like Surf to proc weakness policy and then after you to make it fast. I like it. I like this team. And given that it's random, it could have ended up a lot worse than this. No redirection, hardly any speed control. And lots of priority. So there's that. Also, you can do cool stuff like Bullet Punch on Hitmonlee, Bullet Punch into Grimmsnarl with Pickpocket, and then proc its weakness policy and give it a Life Orb. So it kills everything. But yeah, I'd say overall this team is pretty good. I think Dice Roll Drillburs. I think. Crap. I'm sorry, guys. I am very not good at this. Bro, how? This is just making me mad at this point. There we go. I've never used grouping before because I've never had to have this many images out, so forgive me, guys. Dice Roll Drillburs. I want to give them bonus points because, like, I genuinely think if this team, other than the ground weakness, I really have no problem. Ground weakness and everything's physical, I think I have to put it C tier. If I could give it bonus points for the meme aspect of it, I would move it to B tier, but that's not what we're doing. Alright, next up. Fuchsia City Royals. This team is... I did look at this team. This team is pretty interesting. King of the G-Max, Indeedee Female, Porygon 2, Aegislash, Charizard, Slowking, Galar, Chansey, Exeggutor, Alola, Machamp, Shuckle, Wartortle. So this Popos let his stream pick his or make his picks for him. So I'd say this is a good team. Charizard feels weird. -2 to Dark and Electric is not the end of the world. Does he have a Lightning Rod user? He doesn't. I wouldn't say those are a huge issue. Electric is a little tough. I would actually say if anything matters at -1 type matchup, it's flying because Max Airstream is so broken. I don't know. Again, I mean, this team feels like a lot of weird stuff thrown together. I like Indeedee Female and Porygon. I like Indeedee Female and Slowking. Other than that, Wartortle and Shuckle are both kind of garbage. I like Alola and Exeggutor. Chansey sucks. Aegislash is alright. So the speed tiers are... Speed tiers are alright. I mean, Shuckle is obviously base 5. His fastest is 100, which I don't like. That being said, I think we're going to go ahead and put Fuchsia City Royals. I don't like this team 100%, honestly. It's just my opinion. It's definitely going to work. And again, D tier does not mean your team is not going to work. D tier just means I don't like it. That's all it means. I feel like I have to disclaim that because I don't want to feel like I'm being mean to people's teams. Okay, next up. And I'm just trying to move this along because it's going to be a long video. Gardener Guzzlords. Rillaboom G-Max is really good. Incineroar, Tapu Fini, Crobat, Escavalier, Sableye, Drampa, Rhydon, Weezing, Duosion, Magneton. I like this team a lot. This team is really good. If you look, literally does not have a single negative type matchup, which is amazing. Obviously lacks in redirection, but I mean, come on. 3 fake out users, a prankster user, Crobat's insane. Like, I genuinely, this team is the best one I've seen so far. I mean, I don't even know what to say. Incineroar is good offensive and defensive. It intimidates, so it's bulky no matter what you do. Escavalier is insane. Insane. Like, literally, Escavalier alone gives him a good matchup against, like, basically all the Trick Room teams, which I think is only 1 or 2. His Tier 4 picks are great. Duosion and Magneton, I think, are good Tier 4 picks. Drampa is a busted Tier 3 pick. I was going to take him before he sniped it from me, but I really like this team a lot. This is an easy S tier, in my opinion. Easy S tier. Very easy S tier. Best team I've seen so far. Alright, next is my team. We'll talk about this. I don't know if I'll rate it, though. Okay, so Cinderace G-Max was actually our first pick. Clefairy Spectrier, Braviary Liepard, Gardevoir, Golurk, Luxray, Tentacruel, Serena, and Clang. So I went a more middle-heavy approach, I guess, because the tier 4s in this draft honestly were kind of awful. I needed a steel type, so I took Clang. That's basically what it's there for. It's actually pretty bulky. I mean, 95 defense, 85 SPDF, 60 HP. With Eviolite, that's really good. So it can be bulky. It gets not super great stuff, but, you know, it works. So, yeah, I like how my team turned out. I don't think it's the best one. Cinderace's coverage is insanely broken. It's not a super frail mon either. It's super fast. It's really good. Clefairy, I don't need to explain why he's good. Spectrier, I really, really like. It can go support with Wisp, Bulldoze, Snarl, crazy stuff like that. It can go offensive with base 145 special attack and 130 speed. It's crazy. Braviary is my Tailwind setter and my Defiant user because of Cinderace. I wanted a Defiant user. Liepard, busted Prankstermon. Gardevoir is kind of my, if I need to set Trick Room, I will. My goal is not to play in Trick Room. In case you couldn't tell, my slowest is base 50 and it's Clang. Golurk, I needed a ground type. I might end up trading Golurk. I don't love Golurk. Luxray, Tentacruel, Serena, Clang. I'm a fan of all of these. So overall, I also, again, personal preference, I would say my team is, you guys couldn't see it. That is unfortunate. Well, here's my team. Cinderace, Clefairy, Spectrier, Braviary, Liepard, Gardevoir, Golurk, Luxray, Tentacruel, Serena, Clang. My type matchups are pretty good. My only really one that I'm concerned about is the -2 to ground, which I might change. So overall, I'm happy with how this team turned out. Sorry you guys couldn't see it when I was talking about it. But I mean, again, I feel a little weird rating my own team. That being said, I think it's a solid A tier. I would put it in A tier for sure. Okay, next up, we're moving here. Oh, we have a lot to go. Boy. We're almost at 30 minutes already, and we've only rated 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We're halfway through. Okay. Oh boy, Greedy Greninjas. Let me make it so you guys can actually see it this time. So Greedy Greninjas, Snorlax, G-Max, Regirock, Rillaboom, Togekiss, Araquanid, Noivern, Jolteon, Musharna, Kingler, Turtonator, Wigglytuff. So, first of all, first thing that stands out to me is, yeah, the rock weakness. He has 4 rock weaknesses, no resistances, which is bad. Is it that bad? Probably not, but it is bad. I really like Turtonator. Turtonator is really good in draft. Super good Trick Room on. It can go Shell Smash, can do damage with Weakness Policy. He has a couple Bulldoze users here. Jolteon is super fast. It gives him a nice diverse speed tier from 30 to 130. Snorlax is super scary. Really, I'd say the only picks I disagree with here, I don't know what Araquanid is doing here, and Regirock, I think there's better tier 1s. Like, I think T-Tar is better. That being said, I think this is a really solid team. Like, I don't have a whole lot to say. There's not a ton of, like, crazy synergy here other than, like, Togekiss Snorlax to, like, get Belly Drum off. But I think this team is just going to work. Like, I really think that's all there is to it. It's good. Rillaboom is also broken. So we are going to put the Greninjas probably... I think we got another S tier here. This team is super solid. It's really good. right. Next up is the Island Dragons. I think some of these are like old teams from last season, I think. There should only be 16. I'm gonna double check that this is 16 because I will feel stupid if I don't rank someone's team. It should be 16 though. Let's see. I can pull it up in announcements. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11, 13, 14, 15, 16. Okay, we're good. I have all of them. Okay, this team is pretty good. Let's see here. Tight matchups. First thing I have to say, Ice is, I don't know what this point. Oh, because of thick fat, and it already has a 4 times resist. Ice weakness, that hurts. That hurts a lot. Like genuinely, I think I'd put this team A tier if not for that. But that ice weakness, again, ice is a rough, common weakness to have like that. Super good grass matchup, super good, well, bug matchup doesn't matter. But, let's see. Charizard, Dragonite, Garchomp, Tapu Lele, Dragalge, Hitmontop, Cottony, Klinklang, Rapidash, Celio, and Pheasant. Does Cottony get, does Cottony get Sunny Day? Does get Sunny Day. So that's his Sunsetter, which, so, you know, his speed tiers are not awful. 105 is the fastest, and it's Rapidash, which is an awful mon. That being said, though, I mean, he has Unpheasant, which is a base 93 speed Tailwind setter. Not awful by any means. I like Klinklang. People sleep on Klinklang. It's a good utility mon. It sets Trick Room. I think it's the only Steel type, like mono Steel type that sets Trick Room. It could be wrong. I like Charizard. It feels a little out of place here, but Charizard is always good. Dragonite and Garchomp, I don't get why these are both on the same team. I get the Island Dragons thing, but I think Dragonite should probably go. If I were to have this team, I would drop Dragonite. And then you have another one with Dragalge. I don't know. Lele is good. Hitmontop is good. That, you know, I mean, these loads like Celio again is questionable, but I think he picked it for the ice matchup, I assume. Rapidash I really don't like, but it's probably not a bad tier 4. Typing is decent at least. Cottony is good. Hitmontop is really good. So overall, I'd say this team is like average. I would probably put this team at, what happened? Bear with me guys here, I'm sorry. Okay, Island Dragons, again, I get that it's probably their theme. That being said, having that many dragons does hurt their offensive coverage, and I'm gonna put them B tier. No, I gotta put it down here. All right. Next up is the Lost Teddy Ursas. This is our week 1 matchup. So I've already looked at this team quite a bit. Come on, man. Okay. Lost Teddy Ursus. Gengar G-Max, Kartana, Primarina, Alakazam, Hydreigon, Umbreon, Dugtrio, Lapras, Wobbuffet, Emolga, Flareon. Type matchups are good. No real complaints from me there. Overall, I think this team is pretty good. Kartana's super broken. Gengar G-Max, I don't love, but it's okay. He's clearly going Perish Trap here. He literally has Shadow Tag user, Arena Trap user, Perish traps with his G-Max move, and has Perish Song, has Perish Song, has Perish Song. That being said, there's a lot of type overlap. 2 water types, 2 dark types, but I mean, he covers them well, so like, I don't think it's a huge issue. I believe, yeah, Emolga is also immune, so he doesn't have like a bad electric weakness or anything. Overall, I like this team. Perish Trap isn't that good, in my opinion, but I respect that he's going for it. Yeah, I mean, I think I would also say this team is a C tier. Now that I think about it, I'm going to move the Island Dragons up a spot to B tier. I think they're solid. Lost Teddy Ursus are C tier. Okay. Next up, we have, after Lost Teddy Ursus, Meltan Nuts. So this is, I know the coach of this, Ryan, is like, he's commentated like VGC regionals and played on the circuit and stuff. So I know he's a good player. So first off, type matchups, a little worse than I would like to see. -2 to Dark, -3 to Ghost, -2 to Rock is not ideal. Again, ignore the follow me. That being said, I don't think this team is pretty solid. Lapras, Amoonguss, Metagross, Moltres, Galar, Chandelure, Raichu, Sigilyph, Swampert, Hitmonchan, and Pinsir and Solrock. I really like Hitmonchan as a tier 4. Solrock, not so much. Pinsir, also not so much, but I'd say it's better than Solrock. Swampert feels a little out of place when he also has Lapras, but he has a million grass resists on this team, so, I mean, literally resist, 4 times resist, 2 times, 2 times, 2 times, 2 times, 2 times, so it's not an issue. I don't 100% get why there's the two water types. Swampert feels a little unnecessary. But it's not bad. Moltres Galar is obviously insane. Moltres plus Metagross, I think, is a really phenomenal core. They're really able to switch out and deal with each other's weaknesses well. Amoonguss is really good. He's always a little worse in draft because safety goggles exist, and it's always going to be coming against an Amoonguss player. Lapras G-Max is insane. Raichu's really good because he does have quite a bit of. He's a couple. His key pieces, Lapras and Moltres, are weak to electric, so I agree with the Raichu pick 100%. I think tier 4s are kind of weak, but tier 4s are always weak. Sigilyph gets Tailwind and Trick Room, I believe. Speed Swap, Tailwind, Trick Room. It's got a couple Trick Room options. Overall, I like this team a lot. I would probably put this in. I mean, Metagross is so scary. I'd probably put this in the A tier, I think. Yeah, we're gonna go A tier for the Meltan Nuts. All right, next up is the Pittsburgh Steel types. All right. So we have Corviknight, G-Max, Arcanine, Dragapult, Boltund, Mudsdale, Weezing Galar, Clawitzer, Sceptile, Xatu, Cloyster, Lanoon. So let me look at the type matchups. Again, a lot of people have rock weak teams, so be happy if you have a strong rock type, like whoever had Reggie Rock, I forget. Um, Greninjas maybe. I like this team. Corviknight G-Max, I don't like that he can't go for max airstreams. It sucks. But still, I mean, being able to remove screens, that's going to help him in quite a few matchups. Arcanine is super solid. Does he have a beat-up user? Does Lanoon get beat up? We're going to find out. He does not get beat up. I don't know if he has a beat-up user, which is a little unfortunate. Oh, it's Dragapult. Of course, yeah, it's Dragapult. Combination of beat up from Dragapult with Arcanine and into Arcanine or into Mudsdale is super solid. He's not really a super ability heavy team, so Weezing Galar works to shut down other people's stuff. Cloyster feels out of place, but it's probably one of the better tier 4s, so I respect the like I give credit to the pick. Corviknight's still a super bulky tailwind setter, because you either want a fast tailwind setter or a bulky tailwind setter to make sure you get it off. Arcanine's super good. It's super versatile, Intimidate, or Justified. Boltund is insanely broken. Base 121 speed, base 90 special attack, which is not great, but then he has competitive, so in Intimidate matchups, he's an option. But he gets Snarl, Charm, Baby Doll Eyes, Electrify, Eerie Impulse, Nuzzle, crazy good support move pool. He's like Raichu without the fake out, kind of. Clawitzer I like. 59 is a decent speed tier for like Trick Room stuff. Obviously Dragapult, 142. Boltund, he has good speed tiers. I would like to see maybe something a little slow. Well, Mudsdale. Yeah, never mind. 35 to 142 is a huge speed spread. Sceptile can be stupid fast, although I think Cloyster gets Ice Shard, so he can probably make his policy there. Overall, this team is super solid. This team might go in S tier as well. I think I'm gonna put this one in S tier. It's really good. All right, we only have 3 more. Rock'em Sock'ems. I love the name. Blastoise G-Max, Landorus T, Rotom Heat, Virizion, Persian, Slowbro, Marowak, Palisand, Chinchino, Lickitung, Sock. Sock, I respect the mascot pick, and I think Sock is a decent mod. Can't be intimidated, Mold Breaker, good stuff. Type matchups are alright. Like, his worst is -2 to Water, which is rough, and Ice, which is okay. But the fact that he has like 5 negative matchups is a little hard, I think. His only form of redirection is Ally Switch from Rotom. But that being said, he has a lot of different cores. Like, Blastoise alone is broken. He doesn't have as much redirection as I would like to see Blastoise like utilize well, like with Shell Smash. But it doesn't need Shell Smash at all. It's a super good versatile support mod as well. Super good Trick Room setter with Slowbro Galar. Kind of wish he had something to support Palisand a little more. But I guess it's not bad. Chinchino is not a bad tier 4. Lickitung, really good. Cloud9 is really good. And Sock, I already said, is good. Marowak is an insanely broken tier 3. I can't believe it's tier 3. It's literally just as... It's the only thing that makes it less broken than Alolan Marowak is... And you still... Oh my gosh. You guys... I should pay you guys to watch this video. Blastoise, Landorus, Rotom, Virizion, Persian, Slowbro, Marowak, Palisand, Chinchino, Lickitung, Sock. Questionable type spread, as I said, but... resist spread. Landorus is really good. Not much to say there, honestly. Rotom Heat is also really good. Virizion, kind of a bad tier 1 in my opinion. Like, I guess he needed a grass type, but I would have picked either of the other Swords of Justice over Parisian. Persian gets beat up, so it's super good there. Also, just a super versatile support mode. It's basically like Liepard without Prankster, so it's really good. Overall, I like this team. I'm not like super high on it, but I would probably put it in. I'd put it in B tier. Yeah, we'll go B tier. Okay, let me make sure that you can actually see it before I switch tabs. Okay, after the Rock'em Sock'ems. Sandston Scissors. I want to put you automatically D tier because I hate Hamilton. But I also got the Hamilton reference, so I can't be that mad, I guess. Okay, this team. Urshifu, Single Strike G-Max. Raikou, Thundurus, Blastoise, Klefki, Scizor, Corsola, Espeon, Rotom Frost, Crustle, Quagsire. Pretty good type spread. 2 -1s is not the end of the world. That being said, I'm never a huge fan of teams that don't have Fire, Water, Grass cores. And he has 2 water types, no grass, no fire. I don't love it, but that's my opinion. Raikou's really good. I've used him in the Pokemon Battle Kingdom League. Works really well with Dialga, and Specs is good. That being said, I don't like it as a tier 1, especially when you also have Thundurus. I think and Rotom, like 3 electric types. I don't know. 3 electric types, 2 water types. Urshifu's really good. Klefki is good. I don't know. Thundurus is broken. But Blastoise without G-Max is kind of sus to me. Scizor is also a little questionable. I can't say I like this team that much. Obviously it's got stuff going for it. I don't like picking Urshifu as a G-Max necessarily because I don't personally ever like maxing Urshifu, but that's just a personal thing. Again, Raikou as a tier 1 is a little suspect to me. Klefki's good though. Corsola is not good. Espeon... excuse me. Espeon's decent. Rotom Frost is... Rotom Frost. Crustle's not a bad tier 4, I guess. It gets Shell Smash. Weak Armor shenanigans. I would say this team is... The type matchup, the type overlap just hurts my soul. You know? Like, no disrespect at all, but I'm going to put it down here. And last, but certainly not least, we have... I actually haven't looked at this team. Maybe it is the least. I have no idea. Last but not least, we have the Worcester Stunfisks. You're going to have to tell me how to say that. Curry Puff. Alright, Colossal G-Max, Mimikyu, Tapu Bulu, Volcarona, Inteleon, Zoroark, Ice-Cube, Slurpuff, Lopunny, Stunfisk, and Toxicroak. Fair type matchups. Not bad. Not great, but not bad. Colossal is a beast. Aquajet from Inteleon. Everything gets Surf, so I'm sure there's Surf somewhere on this team. Inteleon might get Surf, but Aquajet's probably better. I have a little bit of an issue with the Mimikyu and Tapu Bulu thing going on. Lopunny's a good tier 4. I'm pretty sure it gets Fake Out, right? Yeah, it gets Fake Out. That's good. Toxicroak's also a really good tier 4. Other than I mean, it's his mascot, so I can't hate him for it. Other than Stunfisk, he got 2 really good options there. Slurpuff, does Slurpuff get Trick Room? It doesn't. But Mimikyu does. Mimikyu's a really consistent Trick Room setter. I like this team. I've never liked Colossal in draft it's more so just because people build so hard into it. Like, a team in another league I was in literally had like 3 Surf users, and it's like, I mean, if you kill Colossal, their team can't do anything. And that's not true of this team. Volcarona is a good max target because it has 135 special attack. Colossal works in Trick Room too. Like I think people forget that. Um, Bulu obviously is not Rillaboom, but Rillaboom was taken. Um, both forms. So, you know, and it barely even functions as a fairy because it doesn't get a physical fairy move. So Mimikyu covers that. Zoroark is kind of a meme pick. I remember hearing him say it. Ice Cube and Slurpuff can both belly drum, so it might be interesting to see that. But this team is pretty solid. I like it. I'd say it's probably A tier. We can remove this now. Get rid of that. And we are going to put the... Where's it at? Worcester Stunfisks in A tier. Okay, so, just a disclaimer to everyone, right? And I don't know who's going to watch this, but this is by no means like definitive, oh, this means your team is trash, or this means your team is really good. It's my opinion. You might disagree, and that's totally fine. Let me know. Let me know if I missed something about your team. Maybe I said something wrong about your team. Maybe I'm just stupid. Let me know. Tell me in the comments. Tell me in Discord. Whatever you want to do. And again, just because I put you in D or C tier does not mean your team is trash by any means. Do I want to rank these? I think I'm going to rank these. I think Guzzlords are the best, and I think I'm going to do this. Like, I'm going to, like, order them, I should say. I think that's a good S tier. I think Arcanines are the best, and then Meltans. And, you know, personal bias aside, then Grimmsnarls. Then I think Stunfisks are the worst in A tier. Here, I gotta put them the worst. I think I'm gonna do this. Honestly, like, just do that, I think. And then I think I'm gonna leave the scissors there. Well, that's the power rankings. Hopefully I didn't piss you off or anything, but if you did, again, let me know. I'm sure I missed things and didn't cover things because I was trying to move it along because we're at almost an hour now. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. I'm super looking forward to this draft league, and I'm happy with how my team turned out. Everyone's team is scary. So it's like just because I put you in D tier, just means I don't like your team. Like I could not play the Scizors well at all because of the type overlap. And that's just me. So really, like, don't take this so seriously. Just take this as my general thoughts on where things line up, in my opinion. And with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know if I missed something about your team that you really think I should know. Unless you want to save it for when we play, then that's cool too. But yeah, that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys next time. See you guys.